Okay, on that note, Barbara is our next speaker this morning, our next finalist, Barbara Birungi. The organization she represents is Women in Technology Uganda. The project name is WITU Hub, and the location is in Uganda. Theme is also along technology, and the project's long-term mission is to support women's local capacity building and skills development for technology and entrepreneurship in Uganda by offering a collaborative environment for training, mentorship, and knowledge sharing in order to drive economic development in the region. So please join me in welcoming Barbara.
Thank you. Women in Technology Uganda has been introduced. Our vision is to create a zero technological gender gap in Uganda. We believe that technology has the potential to change Uganda economically and socially if we empower young women to create local solutions, both for themselves and their communities. So the idea of the hub just came as a way of creating this space where women can come in and innovate. I've worked with both men and women in trying to innovate, and you'll find that most times women will shy away from sharing, or even when they don't understand, they will shy away from asking. But if you put women together in a room, there's something that happens where they just go wild and they feel like they can do anything that they want. And so the idea of the WITU Hub came about when we identified the communities that we wanted to work in. We went around communities asking parents, community leaders, and the girls themselves, what would it take for them to be able to release and just create ideas and create stuff for themselves. And so some of the answers we got were a space where we can come in, get guidance, get advice, get training, and allow us to be ourselves without any fear, regardless of background, regardless of where we come from, a place that allows us to just innovate. And so this is one of our first girls that we trained. Her name is Susan. Susan's father left her mother when she was a little girl, and her mother opened up a little snack selling shop in front of their home. So it's a two-roomed home. At the front, they sell snacks, and at the back is where they stay. With her 5 children, she educated Susan up to senior 4 and told her, well, now I need to educate other siblings, so you need to leave school. And Susan started working with her mother. And because before we started the trainings, or even the hub, we went into the communities. One of the people that we reached out to was Susan's mother. And so when the hub opened, Susan's mother told her she has to go. And when Susan came to us, she told us she actually didn't want to come, but her mother forced her to come. And so one of the things we realized is the attitude that these girls have. If a girl has dropped out of school and doesn't really have hope for life, most of the times their hope for life is zero, and they just don't expect anything to come out of their lives. They are really, really low on confidence or anything in their lives. And Susan was like that. And so we started with attitude and behavior change towards life by bringing in women who have gone through hard situations like theirs and showing them that regardless of where you come from, you can actually change your life. Showing them women entrepreneurs who have made it, bringing in role models, bringing in mentors, people who would work with them and show them that they actually can believe in themselves, working on their confidence, and then teaching them how to come up with ideas, showing them you can go within your community and identify something that you could actually change. And so with the girls that come to us, we ask them to do either 3 things. 1, you either start a business, you go into your community and look for an idea that could work, or 2, you improve an existing but failing business, or 3, you find a job. Those are the 3 options we give them. Susan chose to improve her mother's business. And so with the life skills training that we gave her, with the business skills training, financial management, how to run a business, how to get customers, and how to use mobile technology to improve the processes in a business, Susan got her mother's business, tore it apart, and put it together using how do we acquire customers, how do we ensure that our customers stay, basically the whole business model generation. And with that, she was able to teach her mother, not just herself, but teach her mother. And their restaurant within a year has gone from just being in the room of their front house. They've opened up an actual restaurant. And Susan has gone back to school. I think it's culinary school, where you learn how to cook. And her idea is to support her mother's business to a level that she can now also go and open up her own restaurant. A few statistics. Uganda has 34 million people, and 51% are below the age of 30. And according to UNESCO last year, 68% drop out of school while still in primary school. And out of every 6,000 pregnancies in our country, 24% are teenage pregnancies, which I believe contributes to the 360 deaths for every 100,000 births in the country. And so our solution trains women, not just encourages women to innovate, create solutions for themselves. We teach them coding, business skills, and we encourage them to create tech solutions and also business solutions to change their communities and their lives. So we've trained 500 women, and over 300 jobs have been created and 50 small businesses have been impacted. And we've also come up with an innovation, an SMS solution that sends information to pregnant women and teenage girls on sexual reproductive health, family planning, and basic infant human care. So the 25K would basically be a bridge funding for us as we figure out our business model. We've come up with a model and we want to be able to continue to offer our solution as we work on our business model. So this is what the 25,000 will do. 10,000 will go for business development at workshops, facilitating our trainers, and also internet to ensure that the girls can come online and be able to research and find solutions.
Well done, Barbara. Now you can breathe easier, slow down, relax. Okay, good. Judges?
On this particular slide, which is really impressive in terms of the reach and impact, which I think is one of the key missions of Project Inspire, tell us a bit more about particularly because there's a whole viral effect, a multiplier effect, right? Entrepreneurship breeds more entrepreneurship. So tell us in the early years about these 50 small businesses improved. I'd like to learn more. I mean, what are these 50 businesses? How do you benchmark them? What kind of sectors? So that we can understand the impact for the 50 small businesses improved.
So the businesses that we work with, when a girl comes to us for each cohort, the idea is you either create a business, improve an existing business, or find a job. So the 50 businesses have been either businesses that the girls have been involved in. Most of them either live with an aunt or an uncle or someone who's running a very tiny business. So we want them to use the skills that we teach them to take that business apart and bring it back together in a much better way so that you increase. If you were maybe earning $50 a month from that business, we want to see it earning 100,000. That's in Uganda. And we want to see it earning $100 a month. So that is how we work with the businesses and also follow them up. So the girls, even after the training, come back to us for advice, for mentoring. We even go and visit the businesses to ensure that, okay, and also give them advice. Maybe if it's a marketing issue that we see and we say, okay, you need to do X and X. So we empower them over a period of 6 months. The girls come, they can research on the internet. And most of them have been in general business, really small businesses, selling snacks or making shoes, like local African sandals. And some of them are actually tech businesses. So one of the businesses that is incubating is a tech solution. So we trained this girl, and she was able to go around and with the small businesses in the country, like maybe someone has a boutique or something like that, and she offers to build them websites. So because she didn't have like office space, and we have computers that have internet, she comes, builds the websites, and is able to get paid. Another business that we support is a photo studio. This girl has a mobile photo studio. So she bought a camera and goes and takes pictures around, comes to the hub, edits her pictures, sends them back to the clients, and is able to get paid. Another one, within the hub itself, we didn't have any place where they could buy food and stuff like that. And this girl came to us and said, okay, I've identified a need. There's nothing, when I wanted to buy a snack, there was no snack here. Can I actually set up a small thing? And we're like, yeah, sure. What are you going to sell? She's like, I'm going to make X and X and sell. So every morning she makes from her home, comes and sets up and sells to students themselves. Another one from, she was selling juice, walking around. And so on the street where the hub is, there's so many offices. And she just said, well, I noticed there is no restaurant on this area, apart from this girl that's selling this. So I want to be taking juice to every business each and every single day. And so she makes her juice, comes and sells juice to different businesses. Another one that has been improved was also her mother's business.
You're going to tell about all of your...
Sorry, he asked. He just asked. I'm sorry.
Just a very quick question.
Yes.
So how do these women find their way to you?
So 3 ways. We work with community leaders, parents themselves, and girls themselves. So as a girl, if you come through our program, one of the things we ask you is to recommend a friend that you feel would also benefit from the program. Then we also go around. We have these community radios. We advertise through community radios, but not just advertising. We also go into churches with the girls that we've trained. We just go and say, so X was here with us. She was in area X, now she's doing X. That encourages girls and also parents to bring us their kids. And then we have local youth leaders, local government youth leaders. We also work through those. So they empower like cities with small loans that the government has provided, but there's no business development services offered. So we go to the KCC, Kampala Capital City Authority, local youth leaders, and ask them, so those people that they are giving money, can they give them to us so that we actually give them business development skills, so that there's no reason for them to fail. If you just give money to someone without business skills, chances are the business is going to fail. It's not always about money, so yes. Yes.
Go for it.
Well, very inspiring. Thank you for that one. My question is, you explained the sexual reproductive health training very well.
Yes.
For the businesses created, do they give jobs to the girls? Are the jobs created within some businesses? Do you have that examples too in your?
So some of the jobs created have been the girls themselves creating the businesses. Mm-hmm. And no, they don't necessarily hire fellow students or girls that have come through the program. But we as a hub, one of the ways we make money is through getting contracts like data entry jobs. And the girls that we give to do that particular work is the girls themselves that we've trained. So that is one way. And also, if a company comes to us and they want maybe to be trained in computer skills, we'll use the girls themselves. We train, like we have a trainer of trainers. So we pick out the best, train them, and send them to these companies to be able to execute the work. So we take a pay, and they also get a cut from that particular work. Or a company comes to us and they want software built for them. We still get from the very girls, build the software, we take an administrative cost, and the girls also take something.
Thank you.
Can you say more about your team?
Yes. Sorry, I don't have a picture of my team, but yes. So my team is comprised of 5 women. We have a programs manager, we have a finance and administrative manager, we have a life skills and social worker trainer and an entrepreneurship trainer. And then the other part of the team are really just volunteers. So we get these men and women who own tech businesses that are really good at technology development or business to come and offer some of our classes or some of our training. So it's a structured way that from the beginning we know who's going to come each and every time, and this is just voluntary work. We also try to get other businesses to come in and offer some services where we feel we cannot. We work with, for example, banks will come in and offer financial literacy training, where we can't do it ourselves, we find partners to do it. But my team is comprised of 5 full-time people.
Thank you so much for your presentation, Barbara. I've got some very quick questions. The first is you run a business accelerator separately from this. So is there crossover at all in these opportunities? Second question, clearly what you do for these girls is transformational. Mm-hmm. How long is that process? Is it you have 1 class a year or 2 classes a year? So those are kind of my 2 key questions. And then last thing I just wanted to say is I really like your approach about saying that you can either start a business or find a job. Entrepreneurship is not for everyone, it's hard. So I like the fact that you've got that diversified approach.
Okay. So Hive Collab is a business accelerator that also focuses on technology, and there's a lab between the two. So when you train girls in coding and building skills, sometimes we send them over to Hive Collab to act as interns to some of these, the ones that want entrepreneurship in tech. We send them over to act as interns to these businesses. And the idea is for them to learn the loops of how to run a business. Sometimes you'll be really excited, but learn after going through an actual startup and seeing what it is. Some of them are like, no, that is not for me. And so they will either bat out or they will get really encouraged and work and either change even their idea. Sometimes you run your idea past someone else and they're like, no, or maybe that already exists. How is yours better? So basically collaborating with the girls and the guys. And we understand this. The separation hub is just to get these girls empowered, believing in themselves and their confidence up before they can actually come into a hub where there are guys who are already confident, who are already building. And so there needs that bit of separation, and then after that they loop into the hub. So there's a kind of correlation. And some of even the trainers that I talked about, the businesses that come and offer services are from the general Hive Collab. The second question, sorry.
You have 1 class of girls a year,
Oh, no.
2 class girls a year?
So our program is 3 months, 50 girls every 3 months. And so with these 3 months, these are like the intense every single day. You're either improving a business or you're starting a business. And once you've started it and understood the loops, using the business canvas model generation, you've understood the loops, then now you come into the incubation bit, which is 9 months long. So that whole year, we are trying to enforce what we taught you. We are helping you, if it's using human-centered design to go out and research in the market, if we have the time, we'll come with you and ensure that you're actually doing something that people will buy, because sometimes people build solutions. Like you build something and you're believing, yes, there's this need, and you build it and take it to the people and they're not buying in. You need to have that buy-in from the people even before you go so far and build your idea.
Barbara, last question. Do you charge a fees, and do you imagine charging a fees if you don't? And if so, what fraction of your costs do you think you can cover from course fees?
So from the students themselves, so we charge $20. And the reason we charge $20 is not necessarily to make money from these girls, but when it's totally free, there's a way, with the first cohort it was completely free. There's a way girls, because most of them have either been told to come by their parents or something, there's a way they don't really take it that serious. But if someone has paid their 50,000 shillings, they will want to, it's our money, we paid it, and it kind of gives them a sense of, yes, we are paying, and this is not just a free thing. So, no, we do not charge. But if the business is incubating within, and it's making money, for example, the girl who has a restaurant there, now we are charging her for the electricity she uses. So, yeah, we do.
Very good. Well done. Thank you very much, Barbara.